Join us as we zoom in on Halal Metropolis to take a closer look at the Southeast Michigan Muslims and how they're coping with COVID-19 pandemic. Today we have Sister Dr. Kalandra Cook-Goff, a PhD in natural medicine, and she's been practicing for 11 years. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sister Keisha. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, so glad. I'm so glad to see you.
Alhamdulillah, look at you. We always smile when we see each other. We always laugh and smile. Like you said, it's the hearts. It's the hearts that are joined, mashallah.
Mashallah, mashallah. So, how has it been for you and your family during COVID?
Well, it has been, you know what, for us, it has been a mercy more so than anything else. I know that a lot of people are sick and I know that a lot of people are dying, but it has brought our family closer, which we never were really far apart because I homeschool and I've been homeschooling for my kids now for about 4 years. I pulled them out of school 4 years ago. So I've been homeschooling them for about 4 years. And the ones who were in college already, they're home and they're doing their college work online. But it's like everybody's home and we're all happy. We're all good together. So it hasn't affected us in a negative way. But my heart goes out to those who it has. And I do know some that it has affected.
Yeah. So, tell me, what made you go into the field of natural medicine?
Well, that's a very deep question. Firstly, I wasn't too far from natural medicine because my mom actually raised us up really healthy, and my mom was really instrumental in knowing a lot about herbs and different things like that, and foods. But I think the thing that really did it for me was just my love of health, There were some things that came into my life that kind of catapulted me into being in the natural health area because I was a teacher before. I was a first and second grade teacher. But once I started seeing people that I loved get sick around me a lot. And medications couldn't help, and all of this other stuff, there was nothing that can be done. I wanted to study more about natural medicine, and so that's what kind of brought me to it.
Well, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I think you're great at it, but I may be biased.
Thank you. Thank you. I think you are great at what you do too. I'm telling you, the reflexology, what you have taught me about that is wonderful, mashallah. So I think you're great at what you do too, Sister Keisha, mashallah.
So in your field and with this pandemic going on, what would you suggest people do to boost their immune system to help them become stronger on a cellular level?
On a cellular level. Okay. So number one, the first thing that I would recommend is de-stress. Because, we all know that, stress definitely brings down the immune system. Good and bad stress. It doesn't matter which one. So you have to keep your stress levels in check. So whatever that means, whether it's to meditate for a while, maybe it's your salats, dhikr, whatever that means, for you, however you de-stress, which is deep breathing for some people, just do that and de-stress first. Secondly, great eating habits. You have to have really good eating habits at this time too. Sometimes the immune system do need a boost, which is some vitamin C or some things like that. But for the most part, eating a healthy diet really do work, and keeping a lot of sugars away out of your diet, you and your family's diet, because sugar also brings down the immune system as well. Caffeine can bring it down. So there's a lot of things that have caffeine that people don't even realize, which is Sometimes, okay, everybody knows that chocolate has it in there and coffee, but also green tea, those kinds of things, even though they're high in antioxidants, they still have caffeine. And sometimes it can bring down the immune system. So those things alone can definitely bring down the immune system, along with like some dairy products. If you already are prone to inflammation, then you definitely need to remove some dairy out of your diet and put maybe non-dairy foods in there. So that's one thing. That's a way to boost your immune system. Another way is exercise. You know, exercise is really key. Whether it's walking or maybe on a treadmill if it's too cold outside. Maybe doing some kind of cardio, kickboxing or something, or some kind of movement. Just get moving, you know, in the house. Whatever that is, all of these things will boost the immune system. Definitely.
Okay. During
Okay.
this time, how are you meeting with clients, and are you taking new clients?
Definitely, definitely. So I was always what they're calling now telemedicine. I was always a telemedicine doctor where I've always been able to see patients, you know, globally. As a matter of fact, I have patients, you know, that are global, whether it's from Africa, whether it's from Indonesia, or, you know, you name it, UK, India. So I've always been able to do that just with this, like this platform with Zoom, through email, through telephone. But for those patients who are right here in the city, sometimes if they wanted to meet with me personally, you know, we would have to get to a place where we were both comfortable to meet. So for instance, like some people would want to meet at the library. Some wanted to meet, I could meet them at their home if, you know, if we were both comfortable enough with that. Sometimes at the park. I've met people all different places, libraries. So if they just wanted to meet to see me, that's the way we would do it. But now that there's COVID, I don't meet with anyone other than, you know, either the telephone or sometimes on Zoom or something like that, you know. So yeah. And yes, I am taking new patients. I am. I'm always taking new patients.
Yeah, because I've known that you would ask people to get you blood work,
Yes. Uh-huh.
and how would they get that to you if they would send it to you through email, or how does
Okay.
that work?
Yeah. Yeah. So because I work pretty much like a medical doctor, I need to see blood work. I need to see all blood work scans, like your, you know, your comprehensive metabolic panel. I would need to see any kinds of MRIs or CTs, anything that you can give me, and so that I can, you know, just look at everything overall. And then once you go and get this blood work from the doctor, and if you don't have a doctor that you can get it from or whatever, or you choose not to have a doctor, then I also can give you a requisition for blood work, you know, so that's not a big problem. It's just that I don't take insurance. So because I don't take insurance, you know, it gets to be a little costly. And the blood work is, the cost for the blood work is different from my actual cost for the wellness plan. But once you have the blood work, then you would mail it to me. You can either email it. Some people have even like taken like really good pictures of it,
Mhm.
and they've sent it to my text message. Sometimes they've scanned it. You know, they get it to me any kind of, they'll mail it to me. So I have an address where they can mail it to me as well. And once I look over it, then I discuss that blood work with them, and I kind of put it in layman's terms so they'll understand what the doctors are talking about. Even those scans, a lot of people can't understand what the doctors are talking about in these scans. So I kind of talk to them about exactly what these doctors are saying. And from there, that's where we work from there. And we decide whether or not, you know, the way that I'm going to treat will actually be something that will be good for them or they want to do more so.
Okay. And I do know in the past you had activities or programs for children.
Yeah, yeah.
How has
So
COVID affected that?
yeah, actually, you know what? In the past, I did have activities for children, and it was, you know, we all would gather together. So we would have food school where I would teach children, um, how to cook or how to make different meals. We didn't do a whole lot of cooking, but we created these different healthy meals and things like that. Um, and we also had workshops for females as well. So it has kind of affected that in that way. I can still do workshops online. Actually, I do have a couple workshops coming up for women. But the children, I would like to be more hands-on with them and their parents. So I don't have anything too much for them that's going on right now. But it has affected that because usually, you know, we can use the library, or when I had my office, we would gather at the office. But because of COVID, I kind of um, took a rest from that because I didn't want to subject anyone with it. I do know some people are still going out and they're doing activities and things like that, but I don't think that it's very safe. And that's just my personal opinion because um, just because someone else's immune system may be very strong and able to fight off COVID, or they may not have any symptoms, it doesn't mean that another person can't get sick. And so that was one of the things that I'm really heavy on about, because I have 3 children who are prone to getting, you know, this sickness. One has adenoid and tonsil issues, and then I have another one that has asthma, and then another child that has, well, she had pneumonia when she was young. And so because of these issues, they're controlled, you know, and alhamdulillah, I control them naturally, but I don't want to risk them. You know, I don't want to risk giving them COVID by me going out and, you know, having a program going on and someone may have it and me and that person may not be sick, but bring it home and my kids get sick. So that I kind of took a leave on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if someone wishes to get in touch with you for your services to build up their immune system or whatever, to deal with whatever issue they may have, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, I have a website, and they can also call me. I'm really open to phone calls. So my phone number is out there everywhere, but my website too is called WellScript. You know, I don't know if you can see it at the bottom of the screen right here, but I will give it to you so that you can put it up or whatever, you know, inshallah. But it's called WellScriptLLC.com. And once you type in that, you'll hit my website.
Okay. Well, you know, like always, it's so wonderful talking to you.
It is. It's good to talk to you too. It really is. It's good. And I've missed seeing you. I really have missed seeing you. So to see your beautiful face, mashallah, has made my day. Alhamdulillah. I've seen 2 sisters and yours is the 3rd face that I've seen. And I'm telling you, I'm just delighted right now. Alhamdulillah.
I am too. I am too.
Mashallah.
Well, sister, thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. And thank you for taking the time to interview with Halal Metropolis.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I appreciate it always.